Hello people, it is I, 3Godzilla3, the master of Sonic, here with you again with another Let's Play, and it's the sequel to one of my most beloved game franchises of all time. It's Spyro 2, Ripto's Rage. Spyro 2, Ripto's Rage is considered by many to be the best Spyro game in the series, and for very good reason, as we'll see as the adventure goes along. But a lot of you are looking forward to this one, so I can only hope I can deliver on the goods. The story begins, of course, in the world of dragons.
Is this rain ever gonna stop? I've forgotten what the sun looks like. We should go on vacation. Somewhere warm, somewhere sunny. Dragon Shores! Yeah, I haven't been there since we kicked Nasty Nork's butt. How about it, Sparks? You up for a vacation at the beach? Last one there's a Nork!
Meanwhile, in the world of Avalar.
Is it working, Professor?
Almost. Just a few more adjustments to these orbs and...
Maybe this isn't such a good idea. Bringing a dragon here could just make Ripto angrier.
Calm down, Hunter, and stop fidgeting.
But you saw the professor's book. They have claws like this, teeth like this, and they spit fire like this. Puh, puh. They sound much more dangerous than Ripto.
That's exactly the point. A dragon is our only chance of stopping Ripto, and you know it.
It's working! It's working! I've got a dragon!
Whoa, rough landing. Hi, which way's the... beach? Hey, stop staring. Haven't you guys ever seen a dragon before?
You're a dragon?
You got a problem with that, pussycat?
Well, someone forgot to invite me to the party. Were you trying to keep something from me? A dragon? You brought a dragon to Avalar? I hate dragons! Gah! Ow! Crush! Kill it! Kill it! Go! You imbecile! You ate my scepter! I'll deal with you later!
Who is that jerk?
That was Ripto, and we have to get rid of him. He's causing all sorts of trouble around here, but I haven't got time to explain. Here, take this magic guide to Avalar. It'll help you begin to understand our worlds. Right now, I have to follow Ripto and see what he's up to. I'll meet you in Summer Forest, okay?
Hey, wait a minute! How do we get ourselves into these messes, pal?
And now, the adventure begins. But before it begins, we gotta do something very important that some of you may not like, but I must do it anyway. I'm gonna hit start, turn on the map, turn on active mode because of course, and I'm gonna enter this cheat code. Circle, 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 square, get all the abilities. Why? Because I swear to you it makes the game so much better. Backtracking in any video game is a huge no for me, so I'm sorry.
Hi, Spyro! Welcome to Glimmer! Unfortunately for us, a mob of lizards just showed up and started stealing all of our gems. Can you stop them?
But yeah, I put in that code because honestly guys, every time I play this game, that's just what I do. I put in the cheat code and I'm able to just play the game without worrying about missing a gem or two because the gem counter on the top left is a certain digit, and I'm like, man, I really hope I got all the gems in this level, and then realized that I didn't later on, and it's kind of, it's a bigger hassle than it is, so. But regardless, first floor of the game is Glimmer. This is a great fun stage to introduce you to the game's mechanics. In Spyro 2, there's a lot new mechanics, and especially when it comes to Spyro's movements. It's not drastically different to the point where it's like something that you really have to get accustomed to or anything. It's just, let's just say it's a lot better. The charging is a lot more fluid. You can charge jump now. In the original game, you could only do a slight hop if you press the jump button while you're charging, but in this game, Spyro does a huge jump, and it feels super satisfying to do when you're just going through the levels and trying to get everything very quickly. And I would say it's a huge improvement. Another movement to his arsenal is the glide mechanic. Not the glide mechanic, he's been able to do that since the first game! The hover mechanic. Basically, at the end of the glide, you press triangle, and Spyro does this little hover, and it's super useful, and in my opinion, it should have been in the first game. Gives you more distance, more altitude at the end of your glide, so that way you can make jumps easier. And it's a huge lifesaver, and it's actually mandatory in some instances, so be sure to get used to that mechanic as much as you can from the get-go. That way you have a much easier time with this game.
Head on up the ladder.
So normally, what we're supposed to do is get the climb ladder mechanic, which you can only get later on. I believe it's the second home world. Yeah, it's the second home world. That's when you get it. All the abilities in this game are locked through money bags. You need to acquire a certain amount of gems in order to unlock them and stuff. So to some, that might be kind of difficult because you're playing the game casually and you're not going for 100% or anything like that. But for people like me, it doesn't really matter because you're getting all the gems anyway. There's going to be a 100% walkthrough of this game, all gems, all orbs, and unlocking the Super Flame at the end of the game, so that should be really cool. I might do like a whole montage at the end of like me just using the Super Flame on things that gave me such a hard time. But we'll see. As for all the dialogue, guys, most of it is just, I would say, like flavor text. These guys don't really describe much. So what I'll be doing is, at the beginning of each homeworld, I'll allow them to speak for the first time.
Ah, you must be the dragon everyone is talking about. Well, dragon or not, I'm afraid there is a small fee to open the bridge. It will cost you 100 of your gems to cross. You'll have to pay up sooner or later. It's the only way across. I have to look after my, Avalar's financial well-being. You know.
Well, it's the only way across if you don't have all the abilities. But yeah, like I said, if it's the first time, like if it's the first NPC of a level, I'll let them talk. If it's the final NPC, I'll let them talk. But all the missions and stuff, it's really just them describing how the mission works and stuff like that. So I'll just be talking over all those. If you guys didn't want that, I apologize. But what I was trying to demonstrate there was how to do what's known as the super jump, and it's not something that was intentional. It wasn't something that was meant to be integrated in the game, but basically when Spyro stands still, he jumps and he presses the charge button. He gains a little bit of extra height, and what that allows you to do is it allows you to get past the game's boundaries without trying. And it's darn near essential for speedruns. If you ever see a speedrun of this game, that's what they use all the time, is that super jump. It can be a little tricky to execute consistently though, so that's really the main reason why I couldn't show it off there. I swear, I have playthroughs of this game where I can do it just fine, but other playthroughs I'm like, okay, I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Do I have to stand still and then jump and then charge, or do I have to do them all at once? Like, yeah, it's a mess. I'm not going to be using that at all in this playthrough. I know people like to break this game with the mechanics and stuff like that, but it's not how I roll. So yeah, it's going to be a 100% run through of this game, and it's going to be good. So this game, what makes this game different from the first one in another way is the enemies don't they no longer drop gems when you defeat them. Now they drop these spirit particles. And what the spirit particles do is that they allow you to access these certain gates scattered throughout the level that have power-up abilities. And that's what makes this game very diverse and super fun for a lot of people, is the mission structure. There's a lot of missions in this game, and if you beat all the missions, or for each mission that you beat, you get an orb. And the orbs are the new dragons, basically, of this game. And they're a lot of fun to get. Some of them are really cool, some of them are not so fun. Some of them are quite easy and just not all that interesting, like these first ones here. Literally all you have to do is just fly through this gate and flame all these gem lamps, and it's fairly easy. I'm telling you guys, when I say the flight mechanics in these games are among the best ever, like in any video game, I'm super serious. Like, the flight mechanics are just so good and so precise, and it's a real shame that Reignited Trilogy wasn't able to do it justice, because that's one of the things that made these games so timeless, is the controls, especially the flight controls. They were just so good. And, I don't know, it's just a lot of fun for me. I know a lot of people don't like the flight, the speedway levels, flight levels, or just the flying mechanics in general, because, frankly, they're just not good at it. I'm sorry. Like, if you don't like these mechanics, it's because you're not good. I'm sorry. I'm just kidding, guys. If you have a hard time with it, that's fine. I'm just saying that if you get good with it, it's probably one of the best parts about these games. This mission requires me to get all these lizards, and it introduces the new mechanic of this game, where if you get a rock or some kind of object in Spyro's mouth, you're able to spit it a certain distance depending on how you angle your trajectory and stuff like that. It's a very unique mechanic. Unfortunately, it's not optimized a lot in this game, I feel like. I feel like in the third game they start bringing it more and like integrate it into missions and stuff. I could be super wrong though. There's probably like, I want to say like 2 other missions in this game that use this mechanic. I could be super wrong, like I'm saying. But it's pretty cool. It's another part of Spyro's arsenal, and I think the more uniqueness to his character, the better. I remember reading somewhere that the reason they stopped making Spyro games, and by them I mean like Insomniac Games, the original developers, was because Spyro is a quadruped, and there's only so much you can do with him. You know, he can't hold weapons, you know, he can't, I mean, he can charge, but like he can't run, he can't, you know, do a bunch of acrobatic things like a normal human being can, so.
Hi, Spyro. I'm a friend of Alora's, and she's asked me to help you out. Whenever you find me, I'll remember your progress like this. That zap means that if you get into trouble, I'll return you to this place. See you around.
So that's Zoe. I thought I'd show her dialogue there for the sake of showing her off, because I know you guys like Zoe. It's always awesome. She's more like the tutorial girl in this game, though, so I'm only going to show her off that one time. But like I was saying, Insomniac Games, they decided to go to a different franchise for the mere fact that Spyro is a quadruped, and there's only so much you can do with them, which led into what's known as now as the Ratchet & Clank series. If you guys like Ratchet & Clank, that's made by these same developers, Insomniac Games, so there's a lot of history with that. But for now, we have Spyro the Dragon, and they give him a lot of abilities in this game, and in my opinion, they could have been further optimized in other games, at least in my opinion. I know Spyro Into the Dragonfly, which is the 4th game in this series, decided to optimize Spyro's moveset around certain missions and stuff, but unfortunately, we all know how that game turned out. It wasn't very good, which is a shame, because I think that was the last game to really incorporate this new formula of Spyro, and not much we can do.
Spyro, thanks for helping us fight off the lizards. Please take this Talisman of Glimmer as a sign of our gratitude. This magic portal next to me will take you to Summer Forest, one of the homeworlds of Avalar.
That was it. We got all the gems, talisman, orbs. Let's get out of here. In Summer Forest.
no. Oh, hello. We didn't get a chance to introduce ourselves before. My name is Alora.
Hi, I'm Spyro. What are you, some kind of goat?
I'm a fawn, you dork.
Oh, sorry.
Did you meet the gym cutters in Glimmer?
Yeah, they gave me a souvenir too. They called it a talisman.
They gave you a talisman?
What, is it special? I just stuck it in the guidebook you gave me.
There are 14 talismans in Avalar, and they are all magical. If you can collect enough of them, they can be used to defeat Ripto. Hunter, where have you been?
I got a little lost.
Spyro's going to help us collect the talismans.
I am?
Yes?
Spyro, look. There's no way you can get to Dragon Shores right now. Ripto and his monsters have taken over the castle here in the Summer Forest. You're going to have to go to Avalar's worlds and convince the inhabitants to give you their talisman. You can keep them in your guidebook.
Hey, I could do that. Why doesn't the dragon just torch Ripto?
Hunter, you can't even keep track of your running shoes. How can we trust you with 14 talisman? If you come across any orbs, they're important too, but I'll tell you about them later.
Okay, no problem. I'll collect a few talismans, give Ripto the old hot foot, and be in Dragon Shores by lunchtime.
Summer Forest. One of the really cool things about this game is its music selection. The music in this game is breathtaking, especially the homeworlds. The homeworlds have this kind of synth mixed in with like, I wouldn't say it's a remix, but it's kind of like a reorchestration of modern synths that already existed. At least that's what I've researched anyway. Stuart Copeland got 3 synths from some known playlist that I don't know the name of, and decided to incorporate it into a video game. And they're all awesome. Love listening to it, and I know everybody else out there too loves the music in these homeworlds, especially the other 2 that we'll be getting to later. But I like it. I think it's very soothing. It's nice. It's a nice change of pace, because all the level themes in this game to me are like super hyper and energetic and really good. Actually, I love the soundtrack in this game. But I'll have plenty of time to gush about the soundtrack later. Right now, what you're seeing is another one of Spyro's new abilities, which is the ability to swim underwater. And guys, the same thing with the flying mechanics. Spyro's swim mechanics in this game are the best I've ever seen in any video game ever. It's just so precise. I feel like I'm always in control of where I'm going. And the only time that I have an issue with it is when I accidentally charge past something and I have to slowly turn around to re-angle myself and stuff like that. But seriously, best mechanics, and they did not get it right in Reignited, unfortunately.
Spyro, this is the homeworld called Summer Forest. There are portals to many of the Avalar worlds around here. Unfortunately, Ripto has taken over the castle, and we need your help. Start by retrieving the talismans from each of the worlds you go to.
Yeah, the swim mechanics are just so good, man. That's one of the things I always gush about with this game every time I talk about it with people, is just and they integrate it so well within the levels, and we'll be seeing more of that later, but yeah, really good. One thing I want to talk about is the characters in this game. Ripto is the main antagonist. We saw him in the first cutscene. I think he's probably my favorite antagonist out of any of them. Nasty Nork was funny. The Sorceress we'll be seeing later, but I think that, honestly, Ripto, like, see here, the Hunter's talking about how Ripto just smashed this bridge, and it's supposedly a thing that Ripto has been causing havoc across all these worlds, but it's never actually addressed unless you read, like, the manual and stuff like that Ripto has used his magic to cause all sorts of trouble around the Dragon Realms and stuff like that. So, unfortunately, like I'm sorry, not the Dragon Realms, this is Avalar. We're not there yet. We already went through the Dragon Realms, but yeah, Ripto's really awesome. I love his voice actor. It's just so good. I think he does a great job at portraying the character, and yeah, even as a kid, I always thought that the cover for this game, I live in America, for those of you who don't know, so I only knew this game as Ripto's Rage. It's called Gateway to Glimmer in Europe and stuff like that, and it has a different box art, and the box art I had Spyro looking awesome, and then like Ripto in the background, and I always thought that Ripto was such a cool name, and such a cool concept, and such a cool character, so I think he's awesome, and I don't know if you guys think that too, but
Hi, Spyro.
this is just a quick tutorial on how to jump and glide and do all that stuff. We already know how to do that, so we're just gonna skip all the dialogue here, but even though we all love Hunter, actually I might as well talk about Hunter now that he's showing us all this. Hunter is known as the lovable goof. Such a well-written character, so really good. I love his voice actor. It's just it sounds like his voice actor is like really trying to give the character personality, and for that alone, I just love it a lot. As much as I love how much the new Hunter voice actor does his performance, it just doesn't compare to this guy here. It's just so good. Like it sounds like every line he does, he's enjoying it, you know. But yeah.
I'm just taking a break right now. I've got to rest for the next big race in Ocean Speedway.
That's foreshadowing for later. But yeah, the new voice actor in Reignited for Hunter, he's fine. It's just I feel like in terms of conveying the lines, it just doesn't hit home, you know. I don't have a problem with the voice itself. It's the line delivery, and obviously, line delivery for things like this is kind of a subjective matter because depending on what company you're working with and what the director of the game wants in terms of the tone of the game and stuff like that, you're going to get different results, which in Reignited's case, it was mostly for kids. It was more of a child-friendly environment, child-friendly tone and stuff like that. The tone of these games, while it is for kids, it's very different in tone. Everything's more sarcastic and on the nose, and that's why I really enjoy these games, if I'm being honest with you guys. It's just so great.
You're well on your way, Spyro. Keep collecting talismans to help us defeat Ripto before he can take over Avalar. Oh, and keep collecting those orbs, too. The professor thinks they will help you get back to the Dragon World.
Yeah, the orbs are a huge plot device, so if you want to beat the game, you need to collect those orbs, and I don't think they really stress enough how important it is at the beginning of the game, so some of you might end up playing this game, just getting all the talismans, and then you find out later that you need a bunch of orbs to access areas.
There's something shiny at the top of this wall. Maybe you could climb up and get it.
Yeah, so collect as many orbs as you can if you're playing this casually. If you're playing 100%, then you don't have to worry about that, but yeah, the tone of these games is very sarcastic, very on the nose. Spyro, for the majority of this adventure, is just like, alright, let's hurry up and do this so I can get to Dragon Shores and live my life, you know? Like, it's a very snarky attitude, which he was able to keep from the first game, which is really awesome. Tom Kenny reprised his role, his first time voicing Spyro the Dragon was in this game, and the best Spyro voice actor ever, in my opinion. Come on, no contest. Like, Elijah Wood's awesome in the Legend series. We'll get to that later. But Tom Kenny, the best. There's no other. In Spyro: A Hero's Tale, he was replaced with a different voice actor. I think for the tone of the game, that one was really good. But nothing compares to Tom Kenny, man. It's just the deep voice, the attitude, the sarcasm. It just all flows so well with Spyro's character. And as much as I love the fact that he was brought back for Reignited, I feel like the line direction in that game kind of underwhelmed his performance just a little bit to make it not as good as the original. At least that's just my opinion. But regardless of such, he did a great job both in this game and in the Reignited trilogy. So great voice actor of SpongeBob SquarePants, by the way, for those of you, the two of you that don't know that.
Say, Spyro, you see this wall here? I bet you're dying to know what's on the other side. If only I had a few more gems, I might be able to remember how to lower the wall. Yes, the sparkling beauty of those gems seems to have jogged my memory.
Let's talk about Moneybags. I think Moneybags is awesome. He's a super jerk, but...
Okay. So it's not the portal to Dragon Shores. Aquaria Towers is still a lovely place. Why, I have a home there myself.
As is evident by that line there. Like, come on. Even as a kid, I thought that was for Dragon Shores, and I was so sure it was too, but once I got all the gems, unfortunately it's not, so what a waste. And that's it. That's all the gems, all the orbs. We're done with Summer Forest. Now, obviously, if you didn't have all the abilities, you would have had to consistently backtrack to get everything here. You would have had to wait for you to climb walls, climb ladders, just to get to that top section there and go back to Summer Forest. Just to save all that hassle and for the consistency of this Let's Play, I decided to get all the abilities early and save us some time. So, but that's it for this part, guys. I still feel like there's so much to talk about, but we're at the end of it. So next part, we'll be going to Idle Springs, the first world that we'll be doing, and it's gonna be great. So see you guys then, and take care.